Coming up with Oswald T.K. Mensah on the theme Leadership. Be inspired.
Hi, welcome to today's inspirational nugget. It is titled The Price of Leadership. The toll of leadership is very heavy, especially the more effective and efficient your leadership service is, the higher the price. The question we want to ask is, how do you understand and what are these prices that leaders must pay? In the book Spiritual Leadership by J. Oswald Sanders, he made a startling statement, gleaning some fruitful perspective from Quinton Hogg, who is the founder of the London Institute of Polytechnics. He devoted a fortune of his life to building an entity, and they asked him one day, Mr. Hall, what was the price to build such a great institution? Guess his answer. Not very much, not too expensive, simply one man's lifeblood. Did you hear that? Sir, what was the price for building such a unique polytechnic or institute? He said it's not expensive, it's just the blood or a lifetime blood of a man. In other words, death can eventually become the price of leadership. Leadership is expensive. I want to share with you some 5 deep principles or prices I should say, that leaders pay in their pursuit of leadership. The first one is a sacrificial scar, like the way Jesus had a scar in his hand. Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 31, the part B, he said, I die every day. Samuel Zwemer remarked that the only thing that Jesus took with him into eternity was the scar of his leadership of salvation. Scars are the authenticating mark of a great leader. Show me a leader that has excelled in his leadership delivery or in his leadership service, and he is without a scar. Scar is the price that leaders pay for their leadership. Nothing moves people more than the print of the nails and the mark of the spear that Jesus carried with him. These are the authenticating mark of a leader. Do you want to be a leader? Are you ready to pay the price? Price number 1, the sacrificial scar that will live with you throughout lifetime. Point number 2, leaders experience deep loneliness. Aside sacrificial scar, the second critical price that leaders pay is deep loneliness. Dixon felt the loneliness of Hudson Taylor. When Taylor retired from the leadership of their mission work in China, he is recorded to have said, and now I have no one but God to be with me. He was lonely. Dixon was literally lonely. Moses paid the price of loneliness. He paid the price of his leadership. He was on the mount alone, misunderstood, criticized. I recall when you read Deuteronomy chapter 34, before Moses died, he died alone on the mount. No one was with him. In my mind's eye, Moses might be saying when he was about to die, lonely and alone, Lord, I do not want to die. I don't want my body to bleach the land of this ungodly people. I served 40 years as a shepherd, 40 years with this rebellious people. I don't want to die this way. But the Bible said the most painful Bible text for leaders I have come across, Deuteronomy chapter 34, from verse 5 to verse 8. The Bible says, and Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in Moab, as the Lord has said. He buried him in Moab, in the valley opposite Beth Peor. But to this day, no one knows where his grave is. Moses died a lonely man. Paul was a lonely man. He was misunderstood by friends, misrepresented by his enemies, deserted by converts. How emotional it was for Paul when you read 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 15. He said, you know that everyone in the province of Asia has deserted me. In other words, I am a lonely apostle of Christ. Most of the world's greatest leaders experience loneliness. What is the price of leadership? Aside the sacrificial scar, is the deep loneliness. In the words of A.W. Tozer, I quote, "Most of the world's greatest souls have been lonely. Loneliness seems to be the price a saint must pay for his saintliness. The leader must be a person who, while welcoming the friendship and support of all who offer it, has sufficient inner resources to stand alone, even in the face of steep opposition, to have no one but God beside him." A.W. Tozer. I want to say to you today, leaders experience sacrificial scar. Leaders experience deep loneliness. On without cheer of a sister or brother, the leaders are alone, either in policy direction, either in taking hard decision, very unpopular decision, in their wisdom that will accrue for the larger good of the public or the lair. He may stand alone. Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to vote or look for leaders? They must be people who have the tenacity to stay lonely regardless of the multitude's direction. My name is Gosotike Mensah. I want to be part of your life as we all glean and learn from this insightful insight on leadership. Spend some time and look at these messages as we study to become better. Wherever you find yourself on God's beautiful planet, let's connect and let's keep studying. Be faithful and be blessed.